Morning class. Today we are going to study the topic line spectra or atomic spectra. Now what do we mean by spectra we have already discussed, and we will discuss this line spectra and then we will discuss how this line spectra is related with hydrogen or is connected in terms of hydrogen, and then it is inculcated by Bohr in his atomic model. So when electromagnetic radiation interacts with matter, atoms and molecules, it may absorb energy and reach to higher energy level. With higher energy, these are in unstable state, and for returning to their normal state, they have to emit the extra energy that was being absorbed. Let us take a small example. For example, you have been given a note of 2000 rupees and you have been told that do whatever you want to do with this 2000 rupees. So as soon as you are getting this extra amount or extra perk, you will get excited, you will develop variety of thoughts that where to go, whether to go at the restaurant or the cinema, how to spend this money. So you will come in the excited state. After a few hours, when the whole money or whole amount was being spent by you, then you will come home or you will return to your own state or ground state by releasing or by spending those extra amount which was given to you. In the same manner, when electron is giving an extra amount of energy, it will jump to higher energy level, and when it will return to normal or ground level, it will emit or it will release out the extra energy that was being absorbed. And in doing so, we just observe or we just see the pattern of emitted radiation. On those pattern or on the if we study the pattern of emitted radiation, which gives us many information about the atom or the element. So line spectra is of greater interest in the study of electronic structure. Now each element has a unique line emission spectrum, right? And the characteristic lines in atomic spectra can be used in chemical analysis, as I have told now. And the exact matching of lines of the emission spectrum of the atoms of known elements with the line from the unknown sample quickly establishes the identity of the matter. For suppose I am having an unknown element, I do not know what element is this, but I am having a graphical representation of the emission spectra of all the elements. So I will give some energy to an electron, it will go higher and then come back to the normal state and release energy. If I study that emission spectra of unknown element, I can compare it with the data that is present with me regarding the emission spectra of the known matter or known elements. So I can compare and detect that which element was present in that or what was the unknown element that I was having. So German chemist Robert Bunsen was one of the first investigators, and on the name of this chemist we often called the burners that are present in our laboratories as Bunsen burner, because of the name of the scientist which was first to investigate the line spectra to identify elements, right? Now line spectra of hydrogen. So when an electric discharge is passed through gaseous hydrogen, then hydrogen molecule dissociate, because H2 will dissociate into two hydrogen atoms, and the energetically excited hydrogen atom emit electromagnetic radiation of various frequencies. Now the hydrogen spectrum consists of several series of lines named after their discoveries. Means we are studying the lines that are observed while exciting the hydrogen atom. For suppose hydrogen atom have one electron, if I give a little amount of energy to that electron, it is present in first shell. If I give a small amount of energy, maybe it will jump to third energy level, of course, which is empty. If I give a little more amount of energy, maybe it might jump to fifth energy level. If I give still more amount of energy, it may jump to higher energy level. So we are basically concerned with the electron and at what energy level it is going to in the excited state, and after going to excited state, we all know that is unstable state. After some time it will return to the ground state. Now Balmer showed in 1885 on the basis of experimental observation that if spectral lines are expressed in terms of wave number, then the visible lines of hydrogen spectrum obey the following formula. Now this formula is very important, in which we are finding the wave number by this formula. V dash is known as wave number of waves present in a length of 1 centimeter. 109677, this is often known as capital R, that is Rydberg constant. You can write capital R, but while solving numericals you have to put the value, that is 109677. Now 1 upon, you can write here n2 square minus 1 upon n1 square per centimeter. That is, if the electron was present in first energy level and after giving the energy it jumped to third energy level, then we can write here 1 upon 3 square minus 1 upon 1 square. So n2 is the higher energy level to which it got excited, and n1 is the ground level. So the general formula is V bar is equals to R, capital R, bracket 1 upon n2 square minus 1 upon n1 square per centimeter. So where n is an integer, we can say that n cannot be in fraction, because first energy level के बाद सीधा second energy level आएगा. It can never be like 1.5 or 1.8. So the n is an integer equal to or greater than 3. Line spectrum of hydrogen, as we have studied that n1 square and n2 square we are studying here. So n1 is equals to 1 2, n2 is equals to n1 plus 1. Please correct here that in the previous slide it was written 1 upon 2 square minus 1 upon n square. So we can say in bracket 1 upon n1 square, that is ground state, and 1 upon n2 square, that is excited state. And what I just told, that 109677 is Rydberg constant for hydrogen. Now line spectrum of hydrogen, what we are seeing in the first diagram, we are taking a prism. On the right hand side we are having a film or detector to just detect the type of radiations that are coming, and on the left hand side we are having an excited sample. Excited sample will emit some radiation. These radiations are allowed to pass through prism, and what kind of radiations are emitted back from the prism are detected by the detector. In the second case we are having white light source, and a sample is kept which will absorb the white light, and then that is passed through prism, and then again a detector will detect the pattern. So in the first case we will see that major of the black portion is present and only blue color is visible, whereas we can see in the second pink color, white color, black color, or a little bit of light pink color, these colors are visible. It is because in first case we are taking only one element or sample which is containing, for suppose, only hydrogen, so it will represent a characteristic color of itself. For example, if I take sodium in the case of hydrogen in first case, then it will represent only and only yellow color in that, right? And if we are taking white light, since white light consists of variety of colors, that is VIBGYOR, so it will represent a variety of colors on the detector. Now if the hydrogen element, if we are taking hydrogen element which is consisting of only one electron, and if we are giving some energy to that electron, if it is present in first shell and it jumps to second or third energy level, it is termed as Lehman series. Balmer series, from second n1 is 2 and n2 is 3 or 4. In Paschen series, n1 is 3, n2 is 4 or 5 or 6, anything. In bracket we can say how we are writing that. For suppose if an electron jumps, wherever it jumps, but it is returning on second energy level. If the lines are returning on second energy level, it is Balmer series. If the lines from any higher energy levels are returning on the first energy level, it is Lehman series. If they are returning on third, this is known as Paschen. in bracket it is 4 and p fund it is 5. Now you have to keep in mind this Lehman series, this whole table is important, and keep in mind in Lehman series lies in the spectral UV region. Balmer is visible, so only Balmer series we are able to see, otherwise all other series we are not able to see. Paschen series includes infrared, bracket infrared, and p fund also infrared. This is how the case is taking place. Suppose in purple lines it is shown that electron getting excited travels to various energy levels. From first energy level, which was ground state of hydrogen electron, it jumps to either second or third or fourth or fifth or sixth, from wherever or up to whatever level it is going. If from the fifth energy level electron is returning to second level, if from the fourth energy level again it is returning to second level, if from third level it is returning to second level, then it is known as Balmer series, right? Balmer series में क्या है कि यहाँ पर सारे जितने भी इलेक्ट्रॉन ऊपर गए हैं they all are returning. If they are returning to n is equals to 2 यानी कि second energy level, then it is known as Balmer series. If all these are returning to 1, they are known as Lyman series. If all these are returning to 3, it is known as bracket. Then again we know p fund, Paschen, like this. So transition of electron in hydrogen atom, again this diagram is also important. So how the results of this line spectrum of hydrogen was used by Bohr's atomic model, we will study in the further classes. This was all about today. Thank you so much.